This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
Oh, welcome back, everybody. Brand new season about to begin. Many of us, especially in the Northeast and other parts of the country too, where the weather has been really wonky this winter. We're embracing spring. Bring it on. But this spring, the beginning, the equinox, very impactful, more than ever. Lots going on there in terms of energy, transits, and all of that, and potentially some answers that you've been waiting to get or try and figure out. We're going to unpack the equinox with her. She's a galactic shaman, Reiki master. She's also an animal healer, a sound healer. I can say firsthand and personally, I've had sessions with her and legit and just eye-opening and so much more. Great to have her back with us. Shayna Blackmar is on the program. Our professional of the year. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So to set this up with the equinox and all of that, I told you a quick story before we got on here, how somebody from my past, when I was 24, just reached out with a text and said, hey, but think about it. How you doing? I thought it was spam. So like now I'm giving them, Q&A, like, all right, well, what's going on here? And I connected with them a few years ago, like 5 years ago, just briefly, whatever. Hey, how you been? Okay. And that was it. And now they just checked in again. Strangest thing. Now I'm thinking it's Mercury retrograde. Stuff from your past can come back. But again, this is so random. And then just before we went on live here, you said, probably connected to the equinox. Now now my mind is blown. I got nothing. I'm trying to get a reference point, figure this all out. I got nothing. How can that be?
So just first off, I am not an astrologer. I've read a lot and tune into the energy. So if you want more specific information, definitely connect with a trained astrologer.
Sure.
But what I have received is that of course, Mercury retrograde ends tomorrow, thank God. So there's that we've had this 3-week period of clearing, evaluating, reviewing, doing what we need to do to up level. And then the equinox is the astrological new year. So it's we've got the lunar new year, the calendar new year, all these various new years, but this one is the beginning of the zodiac. So moving into Aries, which is fire, there's more determination to get things done, more energy that's supportive in action, taking action. And then I read somewhere, and then another energy healer friend of mine confirmed that this specific equinox, more so than most, is clearing out the past. So basically, it's full steam ahead, moving forward into this new year, new energy. The fire horse can finally really
trot forward.
Exactly. Everything has been building. Maybe you've had a project that you've been working on and wanting to go and do, but it's kind of been stuck. And that's just because you've been in this, the whole universe has been in this kind of holding pattern of building, right?
Wow.
Working on it, gathering what you needed, all the stuff. And so now, tomorrow, full steam ahead.
Wow. It almost sounds...
Sorry,
go ahead.
That person who reached out, it wasn't specifically about that person, but something connected to that trip where y'all met or that time of your life that is ready to fully be released.
And what that may be, I don't know.
Yeah, it'll.
Making me think. There's really not a big connection to this person. Just
right. It's just a trigger point for that time.
So what you're saying is, or at least I think I'm getting, is that time maybe I should look back what was going on in my life at that time, potentially.
Right. Yeah, and it doesn't necessarily have to be something big or major, but it's whatever was going on at that time, whatever pattern that you can identify, the last of it is ready to go.
I got nothing. I mean, I can
I mean,
start
that's a
grabbing.
long time ago, I'm sure.
Yeah, yes. So I'm trying to get myself in the frame of mind of what was going on at that time, but nothing really strongly stands out. I'm sure there's something there. Um, Very interesting, and yeah, with the fire horse again, Chinese astrology, and the horse represents bold action, moving forward, endurance. Horse, runs. Um, And then we have the spring thing intrigues me because many of us think of it just by looking at the trees blossoming, blooming, kind of a new beginning, a freshness, but it really is. I shouldn't say but. I just say it
It
really is.
is.
Hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Wow.
even like with winter, there's this natural going inward, the trees, the plants, the flowers drop and like lose their leaves. And it's not that there isn't growth happening. It's just more about building on the inside, which is what we've been doing as well, because we're all connected. And so now spring, move forward, there's more sun, there's more energy because we've been building this energy for the past few months.
Mm.
Um, and we have what we need to take action. So,
And that's a great point you bring up in that winter, we look at it as it's 5 degrees outside. Ugh. Underneath the ground, stuff is still living. Stuff is still growing. You're just not seeing it. So, if you look at it, we're still growing, we're still moving, evolving forward, maybe not at the pace that we would like to, but it's still going on where now becomes spring, everything lets loose. Interesting. What else can you tell us about the equinox?
well, what another thing that came through that was connected, the next step or the next understanding that goes with it is so, without, let me back up just a minute. The past is heavy in our bodies. It's held in the lower three chakras. When we're stuck in the past, when we're feeling something from the past, we feel heavy, whether mentally, emotionally, physically. And so with that being cleared, there's going to be a lot more lightness, which is great, and a lot more forward momentum. But that means it's super, super important, even more so than normal, to really anchor in and hold on to um, routines and things that you've put into place that are grounding so that you can move forward with centeredness, being grounded with alignment rather than being dragged by the horse. That's not going to be fun. So
Mm,
stay grounded, stay in your routine that's grounding. I mean, you don't want it to be um, restrictive, but routine that has flexibility built into it. Um, you know, nature, meditation, whatever you found that works for you, keep those in place. Very important to
mm.
stay grounded, stay centered.
Yeah. Yeah. You look at it as, you could be the caged animal, like the bull in the cage, and the way they swing the gate open and the bull comes bucking out and all over the place. We might look at it that way, but that's not the way to look at it. Like
Yeah,
we're,
well, and a horse energy, like they're very grounding. They have a huge heart. They're very centered. They are grounded. So it's not like willy-nilly that they're running around. They're centered at all times.
yeah, this is, I don't know if I shared this with you, but it's just like ridiculously goofy. You talk about the horse. And over the summer, I think I revealed I met a horse. I really did on vacation. And I felt what you just said. I get it now. I get it now in terms of what horses are and represent. The song Horse with No Name
Mhm.
keeps coming up for me. It's like, what the is going on?
Maybe
I
you
w-
need to go on a trail ride.
maybe like over the weekend, I went with a friend to a vineyard, a winery, and there's a guy playing music, and I had a discussion with somebody, and it was about, songs and stuff, and Horse with No Name was one of the songs. And I forget what the reference was. We were doing just sitting there having a glass of wine, eating some cheese, talking about, music and just like silly stuff, whatever. And not more than 3 minutes later, he starts playing it. And I'm like, what? What is that?
There's some synchronicities coming up. There's some horse energy that's there for you.
And
I'm actually going to a ranch this afternoon to do a land clearing and animal clearing with horses on a horse ranch. It's going to be amazing. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited for you and also jealous. Yeah, like maybe there's something there, and coincidence or not, the fire horse is now its time. But I guess you got to look at the signs, and I don't, yes, I need to connect with another horse. I don't know what it is, but why is that coming up as a reoccurring theme? It's almost, and I look at those lyrics and I studied it, and stop me if I mention this because it's been in the last week or so. Mm-hmm. So I studied the lyrics and why the song was written, and it's about being in the desert. I was on a horse with no name. The band is America. The man that wrote the song was in the UK on a rainy day. It was dismal and cold and dreary. And that's why he references the rain in the song. And he says that he had images of being in the United States. He's an American. His parents were in the UK and living there. He pictured being in a desert in the United States and how he loved it. So what he's referencing in the desert isn't what we would think, where it's, dry, barren. Ugh. It's his peace. It's his peace. And I'm just going to add this one thing, how we screw up the lyrics. So I always used to think the lyric was, in the desert, you can't remember your name because there ain't no one for to give you fame. So I'm thinking, oh, well, there's nobody in the desert. You're all alone. Nobody's going to say your name. So you're not going to have even, any kind of fame. You can't remember your name. Who the hell am I? That's not the lyrics. The lyrics are, in the desert, you can remember your name, for there ain't no one to give you pain. Pain.
That's even better.
Right?
It's like you can remember yourself.
Right?
Yeah, I love that.
Like all this time. And even when I hear it and sing it, I'm hearing fame instead of pain, because they both work in a way,
Yeah.
But I guess it ties back to being in the desert. There's nobody around. You don't have to deal with any BS. You're in a peaceful place. You got out of the rain.
That's interesting. And like last week, we talked about there's no one to impress.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's all connected. I love it.
Yeah, and I'm not looking at it as a negative thing. If there are people that give you pain in our existence, it what happens. But yeah, it's funny when you start looking at these, and there's something there for me. There's a message, and maybe with that song, it's coming up for others. I don't know, but look at the lyrics of other songs.
Yeah.
And
what do you do to find your name, find yourself, find your peace?
Meditation.
Yeah.
Going to islands in the middle of nowhere and running into a horse. And
Riding a horse on the beach.
Not focusing on music, but did I ever talk about ants marching, Dave Matthews?
Mm-mm.
Look at the lyrics of that song. Because what comes up for me is how we allow ourselves to get stuck. There is shadow work to be done. Where am I going with that? So, and I've played this song, I can't even tell you how many times, but take these chances. Put them in a box for a quieter time. I'm getting from that, take some chances in life and don't put them in the box, because the next lyric is, lights down, we all up and die. So if you've got something, what are you waiting for? And then the other part of it is ants marching. The ants, black and red antennas waving. They all do it the same. They all do it the same way. Yeah, we're like robots every day. Same thing. We're not looking at this other stuff, maybe the signs, maybe the equinox. And one other line from the song, The Shadow Work, He goes to visit his mommy. She has concerns. He forgets them. He remembers sitting under the table and dreaming. So to me, that's the shadow coming up when you were a kid. He remembers back to those times, and maybe you got to move past that so you can take those chances and not put them in a box for a quieter time before you die. That's what I'm getting from that song. Maybe I'm a freak. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think there's something there for sure. And creativity is a form of channeling, I feel. So he was
Yeah.
probably channeling those lyrics or whoever wrote it. I don't know if
Yeah.
he did himself.
Dave
I don't
Matthews.
know.
Yeah. Read the lyrics. But what else can you tell us about the equinox? What else? Is there anything else that we can use to harness the power of it?
Let's see. Grounding, nature. What else is going to be good? So there will be, I'm hearing there will be this big, almost jolting influx of fire energy, a fire horse, but also Aries is fire. And it can,
Mm,
again, needs to be grounded and balanced as much as possible. Otherwise, you can burn, burn others, burn out, that kind of thing. So balance the fire as much as possible. Be sure you're coming from love, not from ego.
mm,
Be sure you're, what else? Balance with some water, take your showers, take your baths,
mm.
things like
What about there's and I don't know the significance of it. We have a full moon coming. They call it a pink moon. Allegedly, it's got a little more significance than we have full moons all the time. Um, this one happening right after spring officially begins. The fire horse situation, the retrograde, all that going on at once. What does a full moon represent?
well, lots of things. I actually haven't tuned into that one yet. Just focused on today. Um, but I mean, it's just another way to support us, and it feels like it's gonna lock in the energy shift that's happening.
Hmm.
So that there's always a transition period, right? So it feels like that's the okay, we're locked into place. Lock in your routines, your grounding, what you need.
So, based on what you know and your experience and digging into all of this, scale of 1 to 10, 10 being, whoa, okay, this is a really impactful time. We're going to feel it. We might get a little uncomfortable. It's a time to now go, move forward. This is it, big, with all this stuff, all these little pieces here, put them all together. 10 being in our lifetime, this is big. What do you think?
I think we're at least a 9.
Yeah, I figured that was coming.
It feels like we've had all this support, these opportunities, and it's like it's go time.
I want to talk about a retreat you have coming up. One final question on all of this equinox and everything.
Yeah,
Um, Change is uncomfortable. This can be a little, when you start processing it, could be a little unnerving. Like, I'm not ready. What would you say to somebody thinking that?
let's say if you're not feeling ready to tune into why, are you coming from fear? Are you coming from the past? Or are you coming from love and your higher self saying, oh, not this, not right now. Let's go in a different direction. So moving forward, what is going to be the most supportive? Well, always is, but definitely even more so now with this energy shift is moving forward from love at all times as much as possible. I mean, it's always possible, but we have our choices to make. So
Mm. Would you say, if we're kind of feeling that, don't be afraid. This is all to support us and move us in a very positive direction.
absolutely 100%. Like
Okay.
you're being supported and anything that is, the follow your joy, follow your bliss, follow your peace. Those are, I mean, they may seem woo woo, but it's true. There's something there, and those are really high vibrational frequencies too. So it's following your peace, following your joy is following your journey of where you need to go.
So what I'm getting is hop on board that train. It's going to be okay. You're going to be supported. You know, the train is going to take you where you were destined to go.
Exactly. If it feels good, you're feeling joy in your heart, not fear in the mind, right? Feeling peace in the heart, go forth without hesitation.
But like you said, and it rings so true for me as well. But take care of yourself. Do those things that you need to. I felt a little off yesterday. I know why. I didn't get a lot of sleep the night before. Just had stuff going on. Today, great. Got great sleep. That hydration, exercise, meditation, grounding, whatever it is, as you said, stay that course. Don't deviate from that because it might get a little heavy. You got to be prepared to deal with it too.
Self-care, self-parenting, self-love, super, super important. So your container, your sacred space is ready.
Thank you for that reminder. Retreat. I don't mean it that way. A retreat moving forward and having some great discovery. I didn't even know you did retreats. Tell us about the one you got coming up.
Well, this is the first one. I'm not hosting it. Someone asked me to be a part of it.
Okay.
So there's a woman that I've met, Kimberly James. She's a galactic astrologer and Western astrologer, and is doing this awesome retreat that's going to be held in Mount Shasta in August. And I don't know if you've been there or if you're familiar, but it holds Lemurian energy. It's a very, very just special place. Really high.
What is it called again? I just want to make sure I hear it.
Yeah, Mount Shasta. It's in Northern California.
Oh,
Beautiful, beautiful place. And this retreat is going to be twofold. The first part will be focusing on the laws of the universe, so that because we're in a construct here that has rules. And so if we understand those rules, then it's easier to work with them, because if you work against them, nothing's going to work. So the first part is understanding the rules of the construct that we're in. And then the second part is focusing on alchemy and transformation and ascension, essentially, and moving forward in, or upward, however you see it, in the different levels of ascension. And so that you have the information to understand the levels, working with the rules, with the laws of the universe, to help you keep moving forward so you don't get stuck in loop at a certain level. So lots of great information. And then within that, there'll also be sound healing. We're going to go hike in nature. Oh, a really amazing thing we're going to do is a drum circle up on the mountain at night and connect with the stars,
whoa.
with the star systems. It's going to be amazing.
I just looked it up, that it's a spiritual sacred location. Wow. What do you think is the closest airport to it? It's very Northern California.
Yeah,
Not
either
from.
Sacramento or San Francisco. I think Redding, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, Redding could be.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a drive for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, Sacramento. Right. And it's very close to Oregon.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, an hour south of the state
Right.
line, 30 minutes. Yeah. It's
Wow.
beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
There's no words. I mean, just looking at the pictures alone, I would be happy just to walk there on a trail.
Yeah, we'll do that too.
That would be life changing. Looking at what this looks like in
Yeah, we're
itself.
going to do that and connect with the mountain, and like it's going to be incredible.
When is it? How do we find out more about that?
Yes, so there's the link to it on my website,
Okay.
on the events page. It is August 21st through the 24th.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
You want to sign up, Steve?
You know what? Let me tell you something, Shayna. It was 2 years and 3 weeks that I signed up for sort of a retreat with that men's group I'm in. I didn't even know what it was. Here I am. in 1 hour, I'll do it. Plocking a credit card down and flying to California. And I'm like, what did I just do? And it was so transformative. And that in my estimation is a grain of sand compared to what would go on here on that mountain. So yes, I'm thinking about it for sure.
You have a lot to offer when you're open to receive.
Yeah. Well, it's like once you start, it's like the snowball down the hill. It's like, yeah, I'm good now. Let me go do another. Listen, I was on the phone when I first arrived in California for that retreat, like with a friend. I think I just joined a cult. What is this? But it wasn't. You
don't hear from me in 4 days.
Yeah. And my pull the ripcord jumping out of the plane. I was like, all right, well, I can always just get on a plane and go back home. But that broke me out of my comfort zone. So I suggest this. What's your website, Shayna?
It's Vurusha.com, Vurusha.
Very cool. Thank you for today. Embrace the equinox. That's what I'm getting, broadly here. But if anybody wants to unpack this, understand it better, maybe even harness the power of what is around you, reach out to Shayna. I did.
We could do a session and get you aligned and centered, and then work on those, routines and tools to help you stay centered, to maintain it.
But for me, clear out the garbage, that energetic garbage that's floating around there, because as I said, felt like I was walking on a cloud for days, and still do. Every once in a while you got things going on in your life, but I feel like that the session with you revealed my home base in terms of feeling better and connected and all of that. Thank you for today. Lots more to talk about next time we get together.
Wonderful.
Appreciate it.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.